The current campaign finance architecture in the United States allows candidates for federal office to raise money from individuals, corporations, PACs, and super PACs. The money pays for advertising, staff, polling, and get-out-the-vote operations. More money means more reach. More reach means more votes. The system is legal, regulated, and produces a predictable structural outcome. The candidates with access to the most money have a significant advantage over those without it. A donor who gives significant money to a candidate has a direct relationship with that candidate that a citizen who gives nothing does not. When that candidate wins and makes policy decisions, the donor's interests are present in the room in a way that most citizens' interests are not. This is not always corruption in the criminal sense. It is structural advantage. The architecture produces it automatically, with or without any individual actor intending it. The root cause is three structural problems operating simultaneously. The first is the money-to-access pipeline. Large donors get access, meetings, calls, early briefings. Access produces influence over time. Influence produces policy outcomes that reflect donor interests. The pipeline runs continuously regardless of intent. The second is the revolving door. Staff who work on campaigns become lobbyists. Lobbyists become staff. The people who write policy and the people who fund campaigns occupy overlapping networks. The boundary between public service and private interest is structurally permeable. The third is the disclosure gap. Not all money in the political system is disclosed. Dark money flows through nonprofit organizations that are not required to disclose their donors. It enters elections with no public record of who provided it or what they expected in return. The public exploit ledger cannot law what it cannot see. One example is the pharmaceutical industry, among the largest political donors in the United States. Drug pricing legislation that would have reduced pharmaceutical company revenues has repeatedly stalled or been amended in ways that protect industry interests. No individual act of corruption needs to be proven. The structural relationship between donor and policy outcome is visible in the aggregate. The precision filter finds the vague language. Free and fair elections is not defined with measurable criteria. The alignment audit traces the drift. Campaign finance law was designed to prevent corruption of the electoral process. The structural advantage of large donors is a form of corruption the law has not adequately addressed. The proposed fix starts with the fair by design principle. Complexity is not neutral. It favors whoever can afford to navigate it. Vagueness is not neutral. It favors whoever can afford to define it. Opacity is not neutral. It favors whoever benefits from what cannot be traced. A campaign finance system where reach is determined by the size of a donor network is not neutral. It is designed in a way that advantages wealth over votes. That design is the target. Public financing of elections. Every qualified candidate receives the same public funding. Private donations above a small individual threshold are prohibited for publicly funded candidates. The playing field is not perfectly level. Incumbency, name recognition, and organizing capacity still matter, but the structural money advantage is removed. Maine and Arizona have operated public financing systems for decades. The patch is documented and tested. Full disclosure, every dollar that flows into an election cycle, through any vehicle, is publicly logged. The dark money door closes. A mandatory waiting period before former legislators and senior staff can register as lobbyists, long enough to break the immediate pipeline between the campaign relationship and the lobbying relationship. Here is what optimized looks like. A campaign finance system where a candidate's reach is determined by the quality of their argument and their organizing capacity, not by the size of their donor network. Where every dollar in the system is disclosed. Where the revolving door has a waiting period long enough to break the immediate pipeline between campaign work and lobbying. Where the exploit ledger tracks every identified gap between the law's stated purpose, free and fair elections, and its actual outcome, until structural advantage for wealth is no longer the outcome. Remove the structural advantage. Disclose everything. Break the pipeline. I am the system architect. Next, the electoral system. How the votes are counted, who gets to cast them, and whether the outcome actually reflects the will of the electorate.